There is a lot of discussion in online business and in the digital marketing marketplace about the importance of speaking to your customers instead of about your business. And I want to talk about a couple reasons, a couple of the top reasons why it's important to do that. I'm Suzanne Riley. I'm a business coach, marketing strategist, and copy advisor for professional service businesses and online course creators, specifically those who are passionate about helping others. I'm very customer centric in my efforts because I have found how respectful it is of an audience and how effective it can be in growing and scaling an online business. So reason number one why it's so important to speak to your customer instead of only about your business is because there are two sides to this customer relationship that you have in your business. In other words, there is you as the business owner who's offering things, and there is your customer, hopefully your ideal client, who has challenges that they are looking for your help to solve. And typically it's really understandable how business owners want to talk about their expertise and what they have learned and how they can help people, but without understanding where their customers are coming from, that can really miss the mark. You are in a really advanced place. You are probably brilliant in what you know. You may have advanced degrees, or you're self-taught, you have a lot of experience, whatever it is, you're very skillful in what you do. And in a lot of ways, your customer is a super beginner compared to you. So you will have forgotten probably what it's like to be them, even if you were them at one point. You will forget what it was really like, the questions you really had, because now you have a different level of knowledge. You're coming from a different place of wisdom and expertise. So it's really important to do the research to understand what it is that your customers are experiencing, what their challenges are, what their questions are. Sometimes their questions can sound a little wonky to you because their questions are things that you just take for common knowledge. So that's why it's really important to take the time to understand them so you can meet them where they are and not have you be in one place of expertise and then be in this other place and be completely missing the mark. So it's really important to understand their side as well as bring yours. Number two, the customer isn't always right, but they are the ones who are going to be purchasing from you. So this is not to say that you have to work with everyone or that you have to, accept everyone's demands or, really just do whatever your customer wants. But when it comes to your ideal client, it's really important to understand those people who you want to work with, those people who you adore working with, those people who are a great fit for what you have to offer, so that you can meet their needs in a way that respects them and respects your brand. You create win-win situations. This makes it really effortless for them to purchase from you. And this creates great long-term business sustainability. This is a great way to increase profits while respecting your audience, while respecting your own values, and creating those win-win situations, soon and well into the future. So reason number three, why it's so important to know what your customers really want and speak to that in your business, is that listening to your customers takes the pressure off of you always needing to come up with brilliantly creative ideas in your own mind. Most business owners think that they have to come up with this brilliant concept. They have to have the answer. They have to have, well, you probably do have the answers, but they have to come up with the idea, the concept, the social post, the thing that they are going to say that's going to go viral, that people are going to love. And while this is really natural, this is a really natural thing to think, this is a really natural thing to do, when you research what your customer wants most, you can compile a big list of questions they have, a big list of challenges they have, a big list of desires they have, and simply let that inform your social posts, the emails you write. You simply respond to the things that they are wanting. And that is such an elegant and easy way to do business. And again, it lends to your customers feeling seen and heard and understood. You share the expertise that you have, that's already ready. That's ready to go. You can speak about that probably out of a dead sleep on short notice anytime. You have that knowledge that's ready to go. But when you compile what your customer wants, you can respond to that. And reason number 4, responding to what your customers want most is so important, is that listening to your customers also increases the chances that your offers, your emails, and your social posts will be exactly what your customers want to hear about. Because through your research, through your skillful listening, they've told you. They've basically said, this is what I want. And then when you put that out there, chances are a lot of people are going to say, wow, thanks. That's the exact question I had. I mean, that's how I feel when I work with brands who really have this focus, is I think, thank you. I land there and I think, wow, this company really gets me. They really get this challenge. Their offers are perfect for this challenge. And I read their stuff. If it fits, if it's the right time, I buy their stuff. And it's just really, really easy for both the consumer and the business owner. So when you are trying to come up with things on your own, there's a really high risk that you're going to miss the mark, because sometimes you'll word it in a way that it doesn't quite land with people, or it won't be quite the right topic, or it won't be the right thing at the right time. Again, you are really brilliant, but you're very advanced in your knowledge. So it's important to understand what your customers want most so that you can meet them where they are. And when you respond to the things that they have told you they want, that greatly increases the chances that people will engage well with your offers. You'll have a meaningful connection with them. And as you continue that relationship, your profits will increase over time, because it's so easy for your customers to buy from you because you're offering exactly what they're looking for. So those are the top 4 reasons that it's really important to know what your customers want most. These are the top 4 benefits to having that shift in perspective and to having that focus in your business. And the question that always comes up with people who are, there are a bunch of people who, when I share this, they say, yes, this is perfect. I've heard a little about this. I love this approach. It's how I want to do business, but how do I do this? How does this work? Yes, research, but how do I do research? So I have been wanting to put together an online course for some time. It's going to teach you the nuances of how to clarify your ideal client, how to know that you have chosen the right ideal client, how to do this customer research so you can understand in a deep and nuanced way what your customers want most. And I'm also going to touch on the steps needed to take that information and be able to put it into clear and concise and effective messaging that's very engaging, that's very on brand for you, that speaks to your customers, and that really bridges that any gap between you and your customers, so you can create that meaningful connection, have more engagement, increase profits over time. So a couple things I want to say about this from my notes. So this is not going to, you don't need expensive and time-consuming focus groups. You don't need to do customer interviews. You can certainly do these things if you can, but they do take a decent amount of time. They typically take a bit of investment to do. And you don't have to use them. So we're not going to discuss that here. We're also going to use surveys sparingly, if at all. We're very over-surveyed these days, so this is not going to focus on surveys. Really, this is just a skillful way to listen to conversations already happening across the internet, to be able to understand the overall vibe, the overall feeling, the overall, just the fabric of what people are experiencing. And I'm going to teach you how to look for specific key messages and phrases that you can put into like a 5 to 10 page Google Doc, and literally it can inform every single piece of your business. This is how I work. This is how I teach people to work. This is what I have found to be really seamless and effective. Any metrics that I have, that I've accomplished on my website, anything like that has been created from this process. So so then once you have that voice of customer document compiled, I'm going to talk about how that gets assembled into conversion focused copy that's very engaging, that keeps people's attention, that is speaking to what they want most. And this is the meat. Like, this is really, I've been learning about online business for about 10 years. I've made a ton of mistakes. I've had a ton of wins. And this is really the thing that helps a lot of people move the needle. When you have done this research, it also answers a lot of questions in terms of how should you build your funnel? What should you offer? What should you post? Is this opportunity right for you? Of course, we're going to match, you'll match this up with your own business goals to make sure that you're creating things that work for you as well. Again, that's not the top focus of this online course, because you probably already have that in place. You probably already know yourself. You probably already know what you want, revenue-wise, lifestyle-wise, and you certainly have your expertise. So we're really focusing on these areas to fill in the gaps of really getting to the heart of what your customer wants most, so that you can respond to them in really attuned ways. You can meet their needs, you can speak to their challenges, and create this really seamless win-win connection for sustainable business over time. So this is something that almost anyone can do. You don't really need any advanced skills to be able to take advantage of this information. The one thing you do need to do is you need to be, the better of a listener you are, the more you're going to excel at this. And if you have some communication skills, that will help as well. But even if this is something that I really encourage you to do, to stay connected to your own brand. Even if you outsource some of the work later on, it's still really good to know your own brand foundation, to stay connected to that. So if a challenge, an issue comes up that you weren't expecting, you have to solve something right in the moment, you just know. You know your audience, you know your brand, you know why offers were created, you stay connected to all of that, and you can make really quick decisions on the fly. And then the people you work with, you will have the skills to be able to either work with them synergistically or understand the work they're doing a little bit better, or if it's appropriate, guide them in their work. It just depends, how you've set that up, or, how much they're advising you advising them, or vice versa, but you'll have that connection to your own brand. So anyway, I get excited about this stuff. I could talk for some time, but I am going to put a link in the description box. So if you're interested in hearing about when this online course comes available, I will let you know about it. I'll also include a link to my website and how you can work with me in other ways. And I'll talk to you soon.